Here we go. This is what we've been missing. The noise, the feel, the energy. For the first time in 651 days, the pulse of Penn State football is back. Monochromatic mayhem, deafening unity. Opponents don't just walk into Beaver Stadium on a Saturday in September and expect to be comfortable. The challenge is daunting. It's relentless. It's 107,000 strong. Welcome to Game Day in Happy Valley.
Welcome to Beaver Stadium. Words we love to hear as the Nittany Lions get ready for what could be a very interesting journey.
Are you ready for Penn State football?
This is what it's all about. This is what college football is all about. I've said this is the best scene in the country.
College football is back, and we are better than ever.
Oh, you can just start feeling it, Bill, don't you?
There is nothing like playing in Happy Valley in front of 107,000.
This is go time.
Take it to him. Take it to him. 60 minutes. Dominate. Hey, we the best in the country. Let's go show the world now, baby.
Joey Porter Jr. knocks it down.
One play at a time at a championship standard. That's all you got to do.
107,000.
Wide open Dotson, touchdown, Penn State. All right.
It's been a long time since these fans have been able to cheer outside of Beaver Stadium for Team Arrival, but it's officially here. It's time. Welcome into the Unrivaled Pregame Show live from Beaver Stadium at Team Arrival. Team Arrival is going to come up at about 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We'll carry that live for all the viewers, for these avid fans behind us to be able to help contribute to this atmosphere of 107,000 strong. Coming up on today's show, we'll hear from Brandon Short, Penn State great. We'll also hear from defensive end Shaka Toney as he's looking forward to his NFL debut. And we'll also go one-on-one with wide receivers coach Taylor Stubblefield. This crowd, though, this is the reason we're here. We're here to showcase them as well as the Penn State football program walking up to the stadium for the first time in 651 days. Let's take a look at our arrival times. At 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time is when Team Arrival will officially start. You see right there at 1:04. You'll get a live look at the Nittany Lion. 1:05 p.m. Eastern, the Lionettes will perform. And then 1:07 p.m. Eastern time is when the Penn State football program arrives here for Team Arrival for the first time in front of a crowd in more than 2 years. After picking up a big-time victory last week, week 1 against the Wisconsin Badgers, 16-10 the final on that one. Looking forward to seeing what they do here against Ball State. Now, the party did not start here. The party started last night in downtown State College, where Brandon Short, head men's basketball coach Micah Shrewsbury, and head women's basketball coach Carolyn Keeger hyped up the crowd. Nothing like a little energy downtown State College. That's the given. Now, speaking of noise, here's a live look coming up here shortly of the Navy VX1 flight. Exclusive look of Penn State Navy VX1 flyover crew. We'll fly over Beaver Stadium today as we welcome you officially into the Unrivaled Pregame Show. I'm your host, Mitch Gerber. Coming up, we'll hear from Brandon Short in a few minutes here as the Penn State legend joins us on the Unrivaled Pregame Show to help break things down on this matchup. We'll catch up with him, see what he has to say about Penn State football, as well as LBU, maybe talk a little bit about Micah Parsons and company, and then we'll turn the page towards Penn State and Ball State. Perfect conditions today here in Happy Valley, 77 degrees. The sun, perfect. The wind, pretty strong, 4 miles per hour to the south-southeast. As you get a live look at Beaver Stadium right there, the field conditions mostly sunny, 77 degrees once again for game day atmosphere. Penn State will arrive around 1:07 p.m. They'll get ready for Ball State. 1:04 p.m. the Lion will make his appearance. 1:05 p.m. the Lionettes will do their performance, and 1:07 p.m. will be Team Arrival. Let's welcome in Brandon Short, a legend here at Penn State University, 4-year starter and 2-time team captain, all Big Ten as a senior and a junior. Here you go, Brandon. Going to welcome you right over here. Brandon, first off, how does it feel to be back home here in Happy Valley?
Oh, it feels amazing. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning. It's great to be back here with the energy, the fans, everybody out at the stadium. It's been way too long. We've been through a lot over this past 2 years, and we deserve this. It's great to be back.
What is a guy like you who's played in this stadium multiple times? You've been a part of this Team Arrival atmosphere, and for the first time in nearly 2 years, that program will make the entrance down the road. For a guy like you who's done it, what kind of energy are they going to experience today?
Oh my gosh, it's earth-shattering. We got a reputation for being the best fans in the country, the loudest, the most energetic, the most intimidating fans in all America. And that energy helps the guys through every game. It lifts them up. It gives them the energy that they need to go down the field and score that winning touchdown. It intimidates the offense enough that they can get slowed up to be a step slow so DePron Brisker can step in and pick off that ball and score that winning touchdown. The fans are amazing. They have no idea how much they mean.
I think Brandon Short is fired up to have football back in Happy Valley, to say the very least. Now, you've been able to watch this program also from afar over the course of the past couple of years. 2020 was not a resemblance of what the success of Penn State has been over the past years. In 2021, when you watched that first game against Wisconsin, what stuck out to you?
I mean, if anybody saw the game, the defense stuck out. The heart and the courage that they showed. That team, Wisconsin, was one of the top. They have been one of the top defenses in the country, one of the top offenses, running offense in the country. Ball inside our 10-yard line 3 times, no points. Fantastic. They showed the courage. Then that's going to take them on into the next game and the next game. So when they're down, they know that they're going to be able to stop the team. They know that they're going to be able to score the touchdown and win the game.
A couple of big-time interceptions in that contest as Penn State once again walked away with a 16-10 victory. From a former linebacker to the current linebackers, how have you been able to be a mentor for even dating back to a guy like Micah Parsons?
Oh, Micah Parsons is just fantastic. I mean, seeing Micah's development, you all saw him develop as a player, and that is just unquestioned his talent. But him as a kid and as a human being, he's even better. He came into this school from a tough neighborhood, just like myself, and took on a leadership role. He graduated in 3 years with a 3.4 grade point average, and he's carrying the Nittany Lion flag high. And he's also faster than Saquon Barkley and come in 250 pounds.
Whoa. That's confirmed?
That is confirmed.
Micah Parsons, faster than Saquon Barkley. Who agrees with that?
His 40 time shows it.
Exactly. I don't know about that one. Saquon Barkley, Micah Parsons. Obviously, the linebacker tradition is deep here at Penn State University. You're from the state of Pennsylvania. Why is it important for anybody that's watching this stream right now, for Pennsylvania players that are on the edge potentially about coming to Penn State, to stay in the state of Pennsylvania?
Because you can get the best education in the world. So and we have the largest alumni network. We have the best fans in the entire world. You can go to the NFL. You can achieve every dream that you want. You got to come to Penn State. There's no other place. If you're from Pennsylvania, you got to come.
That's Brandon Short joining us here at Team Arrival as he will do his thing back inside the stadium. Brandon, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Let's flash back to a play of Brandon Short, 1998. This is the Citrus Bowl right here. A big-time fumble recovery. Ooh, look at that play right there. Who did recover that?
Let's see.
Let's get a little play-by-play from you. Because, what the heck is going on right here? You just straight up unblocked through the middle and just crushed the dude.
Actually, we timed the blitz up pretty well. We saw it on film. It's film study. I was with Jesse Lucetta last night. He said he studies so much film. This was film study. I knew when the quarterback moved his hand, they were going to snap the ball. And that quarterback was actually Jesse Palmer, my teammate at the Giants. Woo! So I flip that to him every once in a while when he gets high on his horse.
You got to flip that one to him. Once again, that's Brandon Short. Let's take one more look at that highlight. 1998 Citrus Bowl. Brandon Short was the defensive MVP of that bowl game. This is the film study.
Yeah.
Balls loose. Penn State recovers.
Yep, Penn State recovered. I actually recovered this fumble as well.
So you went from not only drilling Jesse Palmer, but you also recovered the fumble?
Yeah.
That's impressive. Look at that. Boom.
Man.
Jesse Palmer gone.
And look at all those other great players like Mac Morrison. There were so many great guys. Penn State always has great players like James Franklin and his Dwight Galt, his training program. They just we win the combine every year. There are people that come out of this program. They come in as kids and they come out as grown men. That's you ask me why you want to come to Penn State. Look at what Penn State does at the combine. Every year they have one of the fastest guys, the strongest guys. Wow, you got to come here.
Oh, there's no combine last year, but if the 40 numbers were any representation of what you're talking about, those were off the charts.
We had a defensive end and a linebacker run sub 4.3.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's a walk-off right there. Brandon Short joining us live on the Unrivaled Pregame Show, as he will also be in attendance for today's game. Let's go back to that highlight one more time. Brandon Short, 1998 Citrus Bowl, as we're also going to transfer that into the last time that Penn State took on a MAC school. You heard right there. Brandon Short not only forces this fumble, but also recovers it. Talk about a ridiculous play in a 14-3 contest with just over 5 minutes to go in the second half of this game. Boom, recovers that right there. Now, as this continues to roll here, we're going to look at the last time that Penn State played a MAC school, and that was Buffalo. Buffalo was the last time that Penn State played a MAC team in September 7th of 2019. The Nittany Lions actually trailed at the half 10-7 in this contest, but it wasn't until this play right here by cornerback John Reed absolutely changes the momentum of this game. A pick six, as Penn State would ultimately walk away with a 45-13 victory. And quarterback Sean Clifford finished the game with 4 touchdowns through the air. Stat of the day, get this one. Prior to the Big Ten only schedule in 2020, Penn State has played against a MAC school in 18 straight seasons, dating back to 2002, but not a single game against their opponent today, that being Ball State. Now, the Unrivaled Postgame Show will go live immediately after today's contest, so join us for the Unrivaled Postgame Show. Same platform you're watching on right now, Twitter, Facebook, Live Vision, whichever one you want to, as we'll hear from head coach James Franklin live. And we'll also go one-on-one with a couple of select Penn State student athletes. Party doesn't stop there, though. Join us for the Unrivaled podcast every single week as it's back for its 3rd season with the most recent episode featuring linebacker Brandon Smith and linebacker Curtis Jacobs. A great discussion there on their love for the sport and playing in front of more than 107,000 plus inside Beaver Stadium. Listen today on Apple, Spotify, Lion Vision, or wherever you get your podcast from. Here's a live look at Team Arrival. Getting some look at the crowd right there as they start to fill in for this atmosphere. Team Arrival, 3:30 kickoff, FS1, Penn State and Ball State. Should be a good contest inside Beaver Stadium as the Nittany Lions look to improve to 2-0 on the season. If you missed any of the action earlier in the week, be sure to go back and watch the PSECU weekly game preview for an in-depth analysis of this matchup from the voice of the Nittany Lions, Steve Jones. Look at that multi-box view right there. Lots of action taking place here at Team Arrival. Top right of your screen, you see the tents for some tailgates going up. Middle of the screen in the top row is where the Penn State players will ultimately walk through today, and then they will go into the locker room. Head coach James Franklin will do his pregame lap, and then they'll get ready for this one. Right there on the middle half of the left screen inside Beaver Stadium. Once again, kickoff set for 3:30 p.m. Eastern time on FS1, or as always, you can listen on the Penn State Sports Network. 77-degree, beautiful day here in State College. But for more on the impact players within this program, let's take a look at Jaquan Brisker, who had a heck of a game against Wisconsin.
Biggest play of the game right now. Drops back, floats it in the end zone, and it's intercepted. Brisker! Wow! Brisker! What a game!
Penn State's defense forced 3 turnovers during their Week 1 victory, which included a crucial red zone interception by safety Jaquan Brisker. Mitch Gerber alongside co-defensive coordinator and safeties coach Anthony Poindexter. Coach, when you went back and watched that film from Wisconsin, what stood out about Jaquan Brisker's performance?
It was just a gritty performance. Got injured early in the game and battled through and came back over and over again. And to me, it just showed the love he has for this team and the passion he has for football.
What was your reaction when he had that interception late in the fourth quarter?
Well, I'm looking at D'Angelo in the box, and I'm like, man, I think he might walk through this window. He had the running back on the play, and, just a natural football player that he is. I think he read the quarterback's eyes and just stepped in front, and beautiful play by him and a big-time play for that program.
What do you mean when the back went over to block? He knew to come over?
He's in man-to-man coverage against the back. As soon as the back blocked, he knew he's a free player. I've got no route that I have to cover. So where am I going? I'm going to Jake Ferguson. He knew the personnel. He read the eyes of Mertz. Brilliant play.
You mentioned the football player that he is. What makes him an impact player for this program?
Well, what makes him an impact player, in my opinion, is the way he works. I mean, he come in, man, this kid loves football. He studies the tape. He works harder than anyone. He stays out to practice for extra on his own. He loves to take coaching. He's a consummate, football player, and I love coaching.
I mean, that just doesn't happen, right? A guy who can play up there and be a machine in tackling and be that good in coverage. Again, he's just a dynamic player.
From a physical makeup, everybody sees what he can do on the field, just as we did last Saturday. But what is the trait that separates him to make him the elite football player he is?
It's just he's a football player. You can have all those traits. You can be fast, you can jump high, you can be strong. But if you don't really understand the game, you'll just be okay. This kid really understands how to play football. He loves it. He got the picture of what it's supposed to look like at the position. And he goes out and he plays free, and he just have a good time playing football.
3rd down and 17 at the 32. Here's Mertz. He's got to uncork in the intercepted again.
What makes that Lackawanna connection between him and the other safety, Jair Brown, so special?
I think that they play together. They kind of see the game similar. They play off each other well. And even John Sutherland, he plays. You can tell these guys been together. They kind of almost know what each other going to do. And it's special to watch. It was special to watch for me being with them the first time. I really didn't know what to expect. I knew what I had in the room, but I really didn't know what to expect until I started watching it unfold at Wisconsin.
Now, you didn't know what you had in the room when you first came to Penn State. You've been here for a number of months now. What have they taught you?
Well, they just taught me, man, that how you can work as a player on your own, how you can come, and because it's not the pros, but they come in with a professional attitude every day, wanting to learn. They really made the transition for me a lot easier. New coach coming in, already established players. I got my style of how I do things, and they really embraced me and embraced my family, and they allowed me to coach them. So it's been great, and we got a lot more work to do, but it's been great so far.
Well, the work continues this weekend against Ball State as Jaquan Brisker, our Week 2 impact player.
Jaquan Brisker, the Week 2 impact player for Penn State football. If you missed it last week, Noah Kane had a pretty good performance against Wisconsin, picking up that rushing touchdown. Our Week 1 impact player. As you get a live look down at the bottom of your screen of some fans at Team Arrival, as once again, the Penn State football program will arrive at 1:07 p.m. officially. 1 o'clock is when all the festivities around Team Arrival will begin. Now, we have a special treat for everybody watching on the stream right now, and that's Connor Griffin over at the State College Airport, who joins us with a special report on the flyover crew today. Connor?
Yeah, Mitch, I'm here at the State College Airport. There's a plane taking off right behind me, but as you see, there's a helicopter. Other hand, sorry. There we go. Helicopter over my shoulder. I'm getting confused with the flip camera and everything. Never done selfie mode before, but this is the helicopter, one of the helicopters that's going to be flying over Beaver Stadium today. Of course, a very special moment. We are honoring and remembering the lives that were lost on this day 20 years ago on 9/11. And I have a very special guest with me to tell us everything that's going to be going on in the flyover today. His name is Lieutenant Will Wilkinson. Here he is to my left, and we are here in front of the chopper that he's going to be piloting later today. So, Will, first of all, I just have to ask, what goes into the timing? I'm just going to start right off with that because I know that's one of my favorite parts about these types of flyovers is how the timing works. Who's involved in that, and how do you guys always make sure that you're flying over the stadium at the right moment?
Connor, that's a great question. A lot of work goes into that. We're going to have a ton of people helping us out. So essentially imagine that we're going to be holding from a certain distance from the stadium, orbiting, and then we're going to get cued in by our ground controller, who's going to be working at the stadium and giving us a specific timing and a spot from where we're supposed to be from the stadium. And then we're going to fly towards the stadium timed with the national anthem. If we're doing our jobs well, ideally we'll be hitting the edge of the stadium right at the conclusion of the national anthem.
And then how long, I know you guys did some test runs yesterday, how long will this helicopter and that helicopter as well, how long will you guys be in the air from start to finish today?
So we're expecting to be in the air some time between like 30 minutes, maybe up to 45. But we have a specific time for when we know we're supposed to be over the stadium. So most of that's going to be spent in orbit with, just a few minutes to move the helicopters inbound towards the stadium. And like I said, hit the anthem hit the stadium at the appropriate point of the anthem.
And then I forgot to ask, what specific type of helicopter are you going to be flying today?
So I'm going to be flying the MH-60 Romeo Seahawk. And then behind you, we also have the MH-60 Sierra Nighthawk. So these platforms are the Navy's premier H-60 platforms. They both conduct anti-ship, anti-surface warfare. The Seahawk also conducts anti-submarine warfare, electronic warfare. And then the Sierra conducts search and rescue, along with special operations support. And they can both do each other's missions in some support, but those are kind of the primary areas that we work within.
Absolutely. And I think going off of, as you can probably tell by my question at the beginning, I think the flyover is one of the coolest parts about any type of sporting event. The fact that you're incorporating the military, the fact that you're showcasing such great national pride. And like I said, I just always get so emotional when the timing is perfect and it's right at the end of the national anthem flying over the stadium. What exactly does a flyover mean to you, especially as somebody who's going to be executing the flyover? And on top of that, what does it mean today in terms of the context of today's?
It's just a real tremendous honor for everyone involved, for not just ourselves as the pilots, but also our air crew who's going to be queuing us in from the back, the ground controllers we're going to be working with, and then our maintenance personnel who are the ones ensuring our aircraft are safe to fly. To be given this opportunity to honor the legacy of all of our fellow service members who have done so much to serve in the past 20 years since September 11th, and to honor the lives lost, it's really incredible, and I feel like my words aren't doing it justice. So it's really an amazing opportunity.
Definitely going to be a special moment, Mitch, and thank you so much for your service. We appreciate you coming on to the show today.
My pleasure.
Lieutenant Will Wilkinson here at the State College Airport. With that, we're going to send it back to you, Mitch.
Connor, appreciate you joining us from the State College Airport with that insight on the
Thank you so
flyover crew from today. Always impressed how they time it up with the national anthem. Obviously, that's their job, but always impressive for them to pull that off. As you heard, the flyover crew is going to be flying in on a Seahawk helicopter. Looking forward to those guys flying overhead today. And obviously, today is September 11th, and back in 2001 was one of the darkest days in America's history, which includes one of our own lost in that first tower back at about 8:46 a.m. Special report from Patrick Dwyer, who was a former football player here at Penn State University. His wife and 2 children will be in attendance today and recognized to honor Patrick.
Have you ever had a situation where Americans learned a possible hijack?
We understand that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center.
This just in, you were looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center.
Oh, there's another one. Another plane just hit. Right. Oh my God. Another plane has just hit.
He would never call to say goodbye because he was still going to get home. So there was no way you would ever. He was too powerful.
A husband, a dad, a teammate. Patrick Dwyer embodied the American dream.
He truly was somebody that I always looked up to. And I know that if you talk to all my teammates, all the ones that got to know Pat during those Penn State years will tell you the same thing. He was a definition of a team player and a truly, truly great friend.
A 1986 graduate of Penn State, Patrick Dwyer came to Happy Valley on a lacrosse scholarship. With his relentless drive, he later earned a spot as a left-footed walk-on kicker for the Penn State football program.
Penn State was the world to him. Penn State, oh my gosh, like every single Saturday, we would always argue that we couldn't go anywhere because we had to watch every single Saturday football game. And then when you guys had a touchdown, he was on speakerphone with his buddies and they would do this chant. So Penn State was his world, and even with the kids, everything was, you still had the picture of the lion. It had to be in our room. So yes, Penn State was his world.
We Are was more than just a chant for Patrick. It was a way of life.
He was intensely devoted to his family. The minute he got home, we had the kids in the double jogger and go running together, and on Saturdays and Sundays so he could get home so we could have family time, family day at the park or go out east. So yes, he took big pride in, his family.
He was doing so well in New York. It was a time where I was struggling. Pat was there for me. Pat was always there to answer the phone because I was kind of lost. And Pat had this great job at Cantor Fitzgerald. And I would call him, and I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, even though he was busy as anything during the day, he would pick up the phone to talk to me every single time.
September 11th, 2001. The phone, silent. The world, still. Moments before one of the darkest days in America's history, Patrick stood on the 105th floor inside the World Trade Center Tower 1, doing what he did best, helping.
When you watched it, it was just a surreal moment where you thought, you know what, it's okay. Pat's going to be all right. He's going to get out of there somehow. That was my first initial thought. And then the days go by and, you start hearing about how nobody has been heard from that firm where he worked. That hit us hard because it's somebody that we knew, our friend, a friend that, you wondered what happened to him. If he was able to, my first thought is he was probably trying to help others, get out of there. That's the kind of guy that Pat was.
When people would say, oh, you didn't get the phone call? You didn't get the phone, because like my World Trade Center group, everybody got phone calls. In the beginning, I'm going, oh my God, where the F was my phone call? But then it's just symbolic of Patrick. There's no way. Think about it. There is no way this guy, if he called me, that was saying he was giving up. So there was no way he would ever, he was too powerful. He would never call to say goodbye because he was still going to get home. And he was the only one from Canada that was found 90% intact, and we brought him home.
20 years from the day, Patrick's wife Joanne, his daughter Sarah, and his son Brendan will bring the soul of Patrick Dwyer home to Beaver Stadium.
I know it's going to be sad. I mean, I'm sad talking about it now, but it's also going to be a beautiful moment for them to experience that, to experience the fact that 107,000 fans are going to be screaming and standing up and clapping for them and for Pat.
I think what goes through my head, thinking about walking onto that field, I think it's like a shout out to Patrick that we did it. We did it. It's been a long road.
"20 years from the day, the Dwyer family will feel the love of 107,000 strong inside Beaver Stadium, a place Patrick will forever call home." Now, earlier this week, a chair dedicated to all prisoners of war and missing in action U.S. Armed Forces members was placed inside Beaver Stadium in honor of those who have served but not returned home. The chair will remain there for the entirety of forever. Once again, that's the POW chair and missing in action inside Beaver Stadium. As you get a look at the shots from earlier this week, a good size attendance as they honor that chair and dedicate it to Beaver Stadium. It's towards the South Tunnel. If you have a chance to go and look at that at some point inside the stadium, that's the POW chair inside Beaver Stadium. Let's get a live look at the stadium inside where these fans behind us will ultimately walk into today and cheer on their Penn State Nittany Lions, who are 1-0 to this point. And somebody that played on that field once upon a time just a year ago is the Washington football team rookie defensive end, Shaka Toney. One of the newest members of the Washington football team joins us on the Unrivaled Pregame Show ahead of his Week 1 matchup with the Los Angeles Chargers. Mitch Gerber alongside NFL rookie defensive end Shaka Toney. Shaka, how did you find out just a few days ago that you had made the 53-man roster?
I don't know, I guess 10 o'clock rolled around for the team meeting. I kind of just like slid into the meeting, hood on, head down. And my teammate tapped me, John Allen. He told me like, yeah, man, you wouldn't be in here, if you didn't make the team. It's like only people on the 53 in here. And it was kind of just like a big like sigh of relief, after all this hard work, to make the 53 is big. That's a 7th-round guy. The eyes already against you. So I just grateful, happy for the opportunity. Thankful to Coach Bear and the Washington football team believing in me.
So you found out you made the team by showing up to the team meeting?
Yeah, nobody was like, they don't tell you. Apparently, they don't just like, hey, you on the team. It's kind of like, you in that meeting, you good.
4-man rush, and once again, they can't protect Plummer from Shaka Toney.
The goal is to go from the meeting room to making crucial plays on Sunday. Shaka, as you get more comfortable in Washington, how do you hope to increase your role?
Keep doing what I'm doing special teams wise. I know that's going to be my role. As of right now, roles always expand, but, I'm a young guy, got to soak up much knowledge, stay out of trouble, and contribute when my number is called. You got to go out there and give everything that you got. I know some people might say it can't be that serious, but, when you love something, you put your all into it. And every day that I step out on the field, I'm giving 110% of me.
Being a rookie, why are special teams so crucial to your success?
It's essential. Special teams could win or lose your game. And as a young guy, it's the easiest way to get on the field and play your position. Maybe not for old linemen, unfortunately. Big guys, y'all don't have too many options. But, if you're in any position that got to move, including D-line, you got to go out there and you got to get it because it's going to build trust. You know what you're doing out there, making plays out there. Well, let's give you a chance, to go out there and earn some reps, some stripes on defense. So it's all essential. It matters. And, it's a third of the game. It's a big phase. We've seen people win and lose games off a field goal and for blocked punts. block field goals, Wisconsin, stuff like that. Special teams is essential. It can really change the game in a heartbeat.
Speaking of Wisconsin, how bizarre was it to sit on the couch and watch your former team pick up a huge victory week 1?
Man, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's so crazy because you just, it's new guys that, I didn't get the fortunate chance to meet on the way out, but hopefully on the way back, I can, get to shake some hands, meet the new faces. But just seeing guys like Jaquan Brisker, Jesse Luketa having a great game, Ellis Brooks, seeing Noah Kane, my little brother, back out there doing what he does best. Jahan and Cliff, we picking up where we left off. Rashid shutting stuff down. It's way different because it's like I'm yelling because I know what they're capable of, and I know what they supposed to be doing, not doing. Especially watching defense, I'm calling out the plays. I see it. Still seeing the same stuff. So it's pretty cool. I'm so happy. Now, I don't know if we got any Wisconsin guys on the team, but I'm pretty sure he won't say nothing right now.
Shaka, if you could give your former teammates a message ahead of Penn State, Ball State, what would that be?
1-0 mentality. Do what y'all do best, man. This our year. We had a tough year that we all went through last season, and I think that team, the way we finished, that's who Penn State is. And seeing y'all win that game is showing that snowball that started, after we was 0-5, it's still rolling, And they 1-0. I'm here I'm watching every game, support all of y'all, miss y'all. I love y'all, man. I'm thinking about y'all. I wish all y'all the best this year.
That's Shaka Toney, Washington football team defensive end, his rookie season as they get set to take on the Los Angeles Chargers this Sunday. For more information, visit gopscsports.com on all the Nittany Lions in the NFL. Look at those signs right there. We are Penn State signs back in attendance, fans back in attendance, pumping up this team as they come in for team arrival around 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That's 10 minutes from now. Stick with us as we'll carry it live to have these fans ramp up a 1-0 football program. Mitch Gerber joined alongside by the voice of the Nittany Lions for years, Steve Jones. Steve, how about this crowd? This is the first time in nearly 2 years they've been able to be back.
651 days. Welcome home to each and every one of you. Great to have you here. Obviously, there's that delicate balance that we have of recognizing 20 years ago today. But there's also part of what happened 20 years ago today that our culture cannot be stopped by any entity on the face of the earth. And it's great to have people back here. Let's have some fun. Let's do it.
Kickoff is set for 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1, or come join us with the fun inside Beaver Stadium as Penn State gets their first look back inside that confine with 107,000 fans in attendance. How about that shot right there? People are fired up for Penn State football and for it to be back here in Happy Valley. Now, Steve, let's get to our players to watch just as we did last week with our 2-minute drill, starting with mine. We're going to go with linebacker and defensive end Jesse Luketa. And don't forget, based off of Ellis Brooks last week, he was hit with targeting in the second half, so he will be out the first half of this game, which opens up some opportunities for Luketa. Last week, walked away pretty impressed with him with the skill set at defensive end in general. Against Wisconsin, he had those 5 tackles, 4 solo, 1 quarterback hurry. Jesse Luketa, my week 2 player to watch.
When you look at a skill set of a player, you look at somebody, okay, I have these gifts. I'm quick. I've got great hands. He used that to his advantage last week against a bigger, slower man. Jesse Luketa, great pick. On my side, it's Noah Kane. Noah Kane last week had a career high in catches, yards receiving, the longest run of his career, 34 yards. Having him back in the lineup, he is a great part of this running game, and I expect a better running game from Penn State this week for this reason. It's the second straight week, Mitch. They're facing a 3-4 defense, so they're familiar with the calls. The communication up front will be better and crisper, and I expect Noah Kane to have a big day today.
Steve Jones loves the 3-4 defense. You love that. 4-3, 3-4. Which one do you like better?
Oh,
Well, I like whatever defense works, man. I don't care. Dollar, dime, nickel, whatever's working for you at the time, Mitch, I'll take.
That's Steve Jones with his player to watch in week 2 as Penn State will take on Ball State at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time inside Beaver Stadium. And we'll wait them to arrive here at Beaver Stadium with team arrival 1 o'clock. That show's coming up. We'll have the Lion join. We'll have the Lionettes perform. We'll have the Penn State cheerleaders and everybody else involved with team arrival, just as it will be every single home game. Steve, before we let you go, your biggest thing to watch in this matchup is what?
Well, I think it's the standard stuff. It's the giveaway takeaway, which they were +3 last week. It's big plays. They were 7-1 last week. And it's all these people. These people affect every single game that they're at in Beaver Stadium. And to have them back is the biggest boost we can possibly ask for at any Penn State football game. Generations of Penn State fans have poured their passion out in this stadium. It's time to do it again.
Let's take a look at this week's preview between Penn State and Ball State.
You know, for Ball State, obviously got a lot of respect for Coach New. You're talking about 21 starters returning with 16 super seniors. I think that's the 4th most in the country, coming back from a MAC championship team. The message hasn't changed. Our entire focus needs to be on this game, this opponent, and being 1-0.
Eliminate any actions or behaviors that don't align with championship football. And if we improve on the things we talked about on Sunday, we'll take care of what we need to. We got 4 days, Ball State. A lot of energy, let's go. Pick up your juice. Go. There you go. Get low. Come right back, come right back, come right back. Good, good. We've been good here for a long time. If we want to be great, if we want to be elite, then we got to act like it. We got to challenge ourselves to be that way every single day. 1, 2, 3.
That's a look at Penn State and Ball State week preview as we now have wide receivers coach Taylor Stubblefield joining us live here at Team Arrival up on stage. And coach, this is the first time you've been able to take in this scene as you get ready for this contest. What impresses you about the thousands of people behind you?
It's awesome. I rode my bike from the office to the hotel and to the hotel to the stadium just so I could kind of feel it just a little bit, almost like you can touch it, you can ride through it. You can see the excitement. You can see, it's been a few years since we've had this. So this is awesome.
Once again, Penn State will take on Ball State in front of those fans right there, 107,000 plus inside Beaver Stadium. And coach, I would be remiss if we didn't sit here and talk about one of the nation's leading wide receivers in Jahan Dotson. And coming from his position, coach, what makes number 5 such a lethal threat?
He's more competitive than I think that people would give him credit for. He has this burning desire inside of him to literally be the best. I can coach him hard. I can demand a lot from him. And he's sneaky smooth, right? He has a smooth demeanor about him, and he has some speed. So I'm excited to watch him play the rest of the season, especially today.
What does your pregame ritual look like? I know we discussed that on the Unrivaled podcast, but for those folks that didn't get a chance to listen, what does pregame look like for you?
Yeah, I try to get here a little bit early, and then I try to do the lower bowl of the stairs, of the stadium steps. So I get about a 20-minute stadium stair run in and get a little sweat going and then get ready to roll.
You get a little game day workout in.
Yeah,
I like that.
Try to.
That's Coach Stubblefield, the wide receivers coach here at Penn State University, joining us live up on stage for the Unrivaled Pregame Show. Coach, appreciate your time and good luck today.
Thanks.
Let's take one more look as we ramp up towards kickoff between Penn State and Ball State.
Welcome to Beaver Stadium. Words we love to hear as the Nittany Lions get ready for what could be a very interesting journey.
This is what it's all about. This is what college football is all about. I've said this is the best scene in the country.
College football is back, and we are better than ever.
can just start feeling it, Bill, don't you?
There is nothing like playing in Happy Valley in front of 107,000.
This is go time. Take it to him. Take it to him. 60 minutes. Dominate. Hey, we the best in the country. Let's go show the world now, baby.
Joey Porter Jr. knocks it down.
One play at a time at a championship standard. That's all you got to do.
107,000.
Wide open Jackson. Touchdown, Penn State.
One 1-0 is the goal today for Penn State football as they're strictly focused on Ball State. You take a look at the team arrival guide right there on the bottom part of your screen. 1 o'clock coming up here in just a few moments. The Penn State football program will arrive. Dean will join us on stage to be able to pump up this crowd of more than a couple thousand as they'll lead into 107,000 inside Beaver Stadium. 104, the Lionettes will perform. 105. Actually, the Lionettes, see the Nittany Lion, 107. Penn State football program will arrive. This is the second game of the season for Penn State as they'll take on Ball State, 3:30 p.m. FS1 as you're watching the Unrivaled Pregame Show sponsored by Highmark. Let's take a look at some of our comments of the viewers watching today's stream if we can. Ross is our producer today, so I'm going to ask Ross live on air right now, a little live on air production meeting to try to throw some comments up on the screen. Look at right there. Kimbra says, pump it up. Go Penn State. Appreciate you tuning into the Unrivaled Pregame Show as we've got a chance to talk with wide receivers coach Taylor Stubblefield. Heard from Brandon Short, who will also make an announcement inside the stadium today between the first and second quarter. We also have also been able to have some reflection back on what happened 20 years ago to this date with 9/11. Steve Jones also joined us up on set. Let's go number 87, Eubanks. How about Arnold Abicadi? Last week, he had one heck of a performance on the defensive side of the football, being able to execute on some huge plays. You see right there in the first quarter with 12:20 left on the clock, number 17 picking up a big-time sack in the backfield in a scoreless contest. He also had a big-time block in that game on special teams. Another look at a sack right there. Forced fumble from him as well. Nice job here. You see Abicadi on the right side of the line making a nice play on Wisconsin's quarterback. He's been a huge factor for Penn State on that defensive front all fall, as well as that first game against Wisconsin, including that blocked kick you see right there. Let's take a look at one of our crowd shots here on the screen. You got the right side. You got the tents up on the left. Look at that scene for team arrival. The blue band is congregating right there as they get ready for this Penn State football team to arrive here and pump up this crowd of more than 107,000 plus on game day. This is the first time in 651 days that Penn State's been able to play in front of more than a handful of fans. And the vibe that we are getting around here is immaculate. This is the first time that they've been able to come cheer on their Nittany Lion program versus just watching on the TV. The feel around this team and this program is significantly different than it was just a year ago. That says something about the direction of what James Franklin and company are doing here at Penn State University. All right, we're going to toss it over to Dean, who is going to get this crowd fired up of more than a couple thousand.
Mitch, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. It is so amazing to have you here after 651 days. We are. Thank you.
And thank you for being here at Team Arrival one more time. Let's get this party started. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Penn State cheerleaders.
Let's get it started in here.
And the bass keeps running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running.
Make some noise for our Penn State cheerleaders.
Context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all intellect and let the rhythm affect. To lose the inhibition, follow your intuition, free your inner soul and break away from
all
tradition.
All the way down, the Penn State cheerleaders, give them a big round of applause.
Turn it till it's turned out. Act up from Northwest East Side. Everybody. Get started, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen. Our new big man, Connor. How we doing, backstage?
Let's get it started.
We are.
Lose control of body and soul.
We are. Thank you. All right, guys, let's get this party started and bring out the nation's #1 mascot. We want the lion. We want the lion. We want the lion. We want. Oh my God, there he is. I see him. All right. Now, the Lion and I were talking yesterday, and he has a special treat in store for you guys. He wanted to do 11. You heard me. 11. One-arm push-ups. One arm. Ready? Clap. One, two. Let's go, baby. Yeah, you're looking huge, man. All right, guys, I don't know about you, but I am so excited to be back at Beaver Stadium today. Who else is excited to be back? Oh, come on, you guys can be a little louder than that. I said, who's excited to be back? When I say Penn, you say State. Penn. Penn. When I say Nittany, you say Lions. Nittany. Nittany. When I say James, you say Franklin. James. James. When I say Beaver, you say Stadium. Beaver. Beaver. When I say go, you say State. Go. Go. Go State. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are so blessed here at Penn State to have amazing spirit groups, including the cheerleaders, Connor, the Penn State Blue Band that you'll hear in just a few minutes, and this group, 3-time national champions, our dance team, ladies and gentlemen, the Penn State Lioness.
You set me free. Every time your hands on me, I wanna be the way to shine. I can't deny the feeling that you're giving me. You lit the spark that set us fire. Oh no, don't run away from your love. No, no, don't turn away from the heart of the groove, from the way that we move. Kill the lights, we can't lose. Kill the lights and look right at me. Close your eyes, you can see me by the way that I feel. Kill the lights tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Penn State Lioness, our 3-time national championship dance team. Connor, go to it. Get them ready.
Let's go, Penn State! Let's get the noise up! Give me a P! Give me an E! Give me an N! Give me an N! Give me an S! Give me a T! Give me an A! Give me a T! Give me an A! What does that spell? Louder! One more time! Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick update. We are seeing the buses just about pull up. You better get that voice ready. Connor, give him one more cheer here.
We are! We are! We are! Thank you. Let's go!
Oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh.
You guys are singing along so great. I'm telling you, it's like you've done this before a few times, right? Hey, can you do that cheer, the one where you say something and the crowd's supposed to say something? You know that back and forth answer cheer? Can you do that, Connor?
Another echo cheer? You want another echo cheer? All right. When I say Penn, you say State. Penn. Penn. When I say Sean, you say Clifford. Sean. Sean. When I say Nittany, you say Lions. Nittany. Nittany. When I say Blue, you say Black.
Just keep your eyes on me.
When I say Go, you say State. Go. 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 State. We are. We are. We are. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, just moments away. The buses are here, and we're going to get off the bus here for just a moment and walk up. Fans, reminder, seats now are already available early today, so you can get situation great. We have different resolution booths have an issue around the stadium. Remember, 3:30 kickoff this afternoon. Over the under 80 days. As we said earlier, we're going to balance between the joy of being back here and remembering the events of 20 years ago. It's all
leading up to an amazing moment here at Beaver Stadium this afternoon as we get back into playing football. You know, if you don't know, one of my other jobs is I'm a meteorologist, and I certainly didn't do so well for Memorial Day weekend, right? That was a pretty bad weather weekend, and then we had some bad weather right before July 4th, and then some ups and downs this last few weeks, but I had one job to do, and we did really well with the weather. How about the spectacular weather? The skies are blue and white as we get ready for Penn State football. Let's go State! 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 Yeah! All right, ladies and gentlemen, here they come, led out by the Penn State Blue Band. Let's make some noise and welcome the 2021 Penn State Nittany Lion football team. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. A backless dress and some beat up sneaks. The Pennsylvania State University Marching Blue Band. And right behind them, your Penn State Nittany Lions. She said, oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, 651 days since you've been able to do this. Give them a round of applause. Your Penn State Nittany Lions. Deep in her eyes, I think I see the future. I realize this is my last chance. She took my arm. I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, ladies and gentlemen, our amazing coaches and the head coach of the Nittany Lions, James Franklin. Just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance. Don't you dare look back. Ladies and gentlemen, the Penn State Nittany Lions. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Head coach James Franklin and your Penn State Nittany Lions. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for Team Arrival this week. Thank you so much for being here. Gates are open, so we'll see you inside. 3:30 kickoff. Penn State and Ball State. We are. Thank you. We were victims of the night. The chemical, physical, kryptonite.
That wraps it up for the Unrivaled Beaver one season, and the first time in 651 days. It's Penn State and Ball State at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1.
Beaver Stadium. Words we love to hear as the Nittany Lions get ready for what could be a very interesting journey.
This is what it's all about. This is what college football is all about. I've said this is the best scene in the country.
College football is back, and we are better than ever.
Oh, you can just start feeling it, Bill, don't you?
There is nothing like playing in Happy Valley in front of 107,000.
This is go time.
Take it to him. Take it to him. 60 minutes. Dominate. Hey, we the best in the country. Let's go show the world now, baby.
Joey Porter Jr. knocks it down.
One play at a time at a championship standard. That's all you got to do.
107,000